Welcome to this edition of The Forum. I'm your host, Sheila Evans. We are kicking off the month of March with a wonderful edition of our show. Just check out this lineup. New Hanover County's biggest night of entertainment is this month. For over 20 years, Best Foot Forward has featured the most amazing musical acts from across the school system. Joining us today is program's artistic director, Johnny Braun, and he'll give us details on the show. Then you don't want to miss a single meal this month as your school celebrates National Nutrition Month. From breakfast to lunch, your school has something special planned, and Eimer Smith from Child Nutrition is here with us to discuss some nutritious facts. And did you know that March is Red Cross Month? Back in 1943, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed a proclamation to recognize the work of the American Red Cross. With us on the show today is Vicki LaBelle with the local chapter to talk about the Red Cross's work in our region. We've got a red-hot show packed with lots of information, so stick around. We'll get things started right after this short break.
Hi, we're the Commodores, and we believe in music. We're here to keep music education in our schools.
Music is one of those things that we've all grown up with, and no one would ever want to grow up without having music.
Don't take it away. No kid left behind, no music left behind.
Remember, kids who study music do better in school and in life.
To support music education in your local community, go to www.supportmusic.com.
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig.
I am joined by Johnny Braun. He's the artistic director of Best Foot Forward, which is coming up pretty soon.
Real soon. And after last week's fiasco with the weather, it's going to be here a lot sooner than we thought.
So how did that affect
Well,
what you need to do for the...
This week we had planned to get into the schools and see the acts, and because the teachers basically missed a whole week of school, they needed a little bit more time to work with their kids,
Right.
so we've backed everything up a week.
So while you understand that, it does complicate things a little bit.
It does, but you know, we have such incredibly good teachers that know how to put a show together that I'm really not worried about. I'm more worried about our end of the show than I am what's going on in the classroom.
And what worries you?
What worries me is that this is our 25th
Oh, wow.
anniversary of Best Foot Forward, and I can't believe that this show has been going on for 25 years. It's such an incredible display of talent and fortitude of our Board of Education and our superintendent and the public support for this program. So what worries me is that now 25 years later, we've got to really outdo ourselves this year.
It's a big anniversary.
And that's a tough task ahead, but with the wonderful people that are working on this show, I think we're up to the task.
Is there anything special planned for the 25th? Or?
Well, we're, again, what I'd like to do and what's in the makings is bringing back some of our acts from years ago.
Oh, fun.
And letting them perform for us, and they're excited about doing it, but there again, the schedule, they're out of town. These people are all
Right.
grown and have their own jobs, and so we're worried about weather, but that's our plan.
Fun.
Is to highlight some acts.
So
from
you've got
years
some
past.
folks that want to come back.
Yes. Yes.
Nice, nice.
And we'll keep that under wraps for right now until we get it all worked out.
Fun. And what is the date?
March 14th,
Okay.
7:30 p.m.
Okay.
at Brogdon Hall. Tickets are $10. You can purchase tickets from the participating schools,
Okay.
or you can call the administrative building or go by the administrative building on Carolina Beach Road. My suggestion is that because it's such a big event this year with the 25th anniversary, that people go ahead and purchase their tickets, because we can't guarantee that there'll be tickets at the door.
Right. It often sells out, doesn't it?
Yes, yes it does.
Okay. What kind of acts, I know you haven't seen a lot of them, but what kind of expectations do you have?
Well, of course, always the pre-K kids are one of the stars of the show, and it's how pre-K. One of the different things that we're doing this year also is Jennifer Shigerick from Ashland High School is choreographing an act for the end of the show with high school students, so we're looking forward to that. And we've got some great middle school acts. I really can't signal out one act because they're all so wonderful. And I'm excited about getting to see those acts.
Right.
I'll be in the classrooms next week and looking forward to seeing what they've got to show us.
Now, is there still a rotation with the schools?
Yes, there is. The elementaries, I think, are on a every 4-year basis, I think. Middle schools are every other year, I think, and high schools put an act in it every year.
Okay. And does it depend on whether it's drama or chorus, or how do they work that out?
That's up to the site base at the schools and to depend on what they want to represent their school at that time. You know, Laney sometimes will let their dance group represent them, and
they always have dancers.
Incredible. And then it might be the chorus, or at the middle school it may be a drama act. It all depends on what each school wants to do to put their best foot forward.
So it's a site-based decision. That's
yes.
Nice. What else do you think we need to know?
Well, my biggest suggestion is that people go ahead and purchase tickets. And we sell DVDs of the show. And I think it's, I go back sometimes and look at the past performances and love watching them. I know New Hanover County Schools sometimes will air some of the shows, and people then call up and say, where can I purchase a video? So my suggestion is that they go ahead and purchase a video this year of this year's show and maybe start collecting them. And I hope this is not our last year.
Okay. And those DVDs are for sale at the event?
Yes, but they can also pre-order them through their schools.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have to deal with all that night.
That would be nice. Take care of it all at once.
Please come out and support arts education in the Hanover County Schools. This is arts education at its best.
Very good. Well, Johnny, thanks for stopping by. And March 14th, Friday, March 14th, 7:30.
Looking forward to it.
We'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
Where's yours?
What state am I?
One of my cities is known as the birthplace of jazz. I am the home of Mardi Gras. I am the lowest lying state in the country, averaging just 100 feet above sea level. Do you know who I am? If you guessed Louisiana, you're right. I received statehood in 1812.
This United States factoid has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
I am joined by Eimer Smith, Director of Child Nutrition for New Hanover County Schools, and she is here today to talk about National Breakfast Recognition kind of thing. Right. Tell us what's going on.
Well, the school breakfast program started back in 1975, and it's a federally funded program. And what I'm trying to do is just promote the breakfast program. I want everyone to know that all our schools have breakfast available to the students and to the faculty. Oh. And it's a very reasonable priced, and I just want to get it out there that we do have breakfast available at all our sites. And then there is this year, it is the 25th anniversary of this program that they started to recognize the breakfast program, and we celebrate it in a week, and it's March 3rd through the 7th.
Okay.
and it's this theme is Take Time for School Breakfast. And we just want everyone to know that they do need to take time and just take a moment just to think about when, just think about breakfast, because that is the most important meal of the day. We have at various schools tried different types of breakfast schedules. At one school we do have what we call a second chance breakfast. At one of our high schools, where the principal will allow the students to come probably after first period or after their homeroom break to come down to the cafeteria and eat a breakfast. We do have some grab and go type of breakfast where we do put carts out in the hallways. We do, whenever the weather's nice, we will set them outside and the kids can come by and grab a breakfast that, and then, there's usually areas where they can eat. We do have one school where there's a grab and go breakfast, and the principals allow 3 classrooms where the children can go in and actually get some tutoring, homework finished. So that's been a plus.
Wow.
And so I'm hoping to see how that program, we just started it this year, works out at this particular school. So we are trying to do some different ideas. We have other ideas hopefully in the future where we can go into the classrooms and and feed the children. That's what my goal is.
Tell me what some of the menu items would be for the grab and go.
The grab and go, we usually have whole wheat muffins that are low fat and low sugar. We do have some shelf-stable juices that we place in the bags. We do make some parfaits with lids on them, and we keep them temped until they're in a location, and then it's in our grab and go bag. So we do have some parfaits. We'll put biscuits where we will use our foil to keep the product heated. And we add that into the bags. We have cereal, whole grain cereal, that we will add into the bag. A lot of children like to eat cereal just plain.
I know, that amazes me, but you're right, they do.
They do, and and they'll drink the milk, then they'll just eat the cereal,
right,
with a spoon or
What's the protein source in the grab and go generally?
Typically, we do have some string cheese, so that is a source of protein. We do have. At some schools, we offer like this peanut butter and jelly type of graham cracker product that, so there is protein in the peanut butter. The yogurts will have protein in it.
Gotcha.
And then the milk, of course, has protein. And so that's another thing is we're trying to focus on, we really want children to drink the milk too, because that is an excellent source of protein plus calcium. And all our milk is fat-free. And we can also offer 1% in plain milk, but most children go for the chocolate or the strawberry, but that has to be fat-free milk, which some parents are not, they didn't know that we offer our chocolate milk is fat-free. And also we look at reduced sugar milk. So there are times when if the price is, good that quarter for milk for reduced sugar, we will go with the reduced sugar. Definitely fat-free, and just make it appealing for the children to drink.
So the grab and go, I'm so intrigued by this. Is that the price of a breakfast?
It is.
How much is breakfast for a high schooler?
$1.25.
Oh, wow.
You can't
go through McDonald's for that.
You cannot beat that.
And it's literally in a brown bag.
It is.
And they can really grab it and go.
Grab and go.
Wow, that's awesome.
And so we are looking at, with hopefully with more grants that we can receive through different vendors, that we can allow to have more kiosks available in different areas of, like, especially in high schools,
When you can come in from 3 different directions,
right,
or 4. Yeah.
Right. And so we do know we're starting to see where children kind of gather in the mornings and the afternoon, or mainly in the mornings. And so we want to go to them. Instead of them, we have to think totally different now. We're going to the students. So we're going to go to those areas where a majority of the students congregate and try to go to them to encourage them to eat breakfast, because there are so many different benefits of eating breakfast. And a lot of times, studies have shown that it's a reduced trips to the nurse's office. They found that attendance is better. They found that actually test scores are better. So, you know, why not? You know, let's promote breakfast, because, you know, I know that that's our goal, is to see how we can increase our test scores and do a lot better in New Hanover County. So I'm trying to promote this program because I believe in it, and I know that
I think it's great. What a good idea.
Yeah. And
what does it look like in middle school?
in middle schools, we do have some grab-and-go breakfasts there. We do. We have 2 middle schools right now utilizing the grab-and-go concept, and actually the one middle school is where they're allowing the tutoring and the homework classrooms available, where teachers are available for these, you know, for children to go in and sit and read or do whatever they would like to do in those classrooms and eat their breakfast. So it's been a plus there, and so far I haven't heard any complaints, and the children are enjoying being able to feel in a comfortable in an environment where they can get things done and plus eat a healthy breakfast.
So I guess like an Egg McMuffin type thing would be difficult because you have to keep it warm?
Well, not actually. We have, you know, with our new food code, we just, the health department just developed a new food code, so we do have a 4-hour period that once we temp the food, we do have a 4-hour period to keep that food at that, you know, using that temp. But we do have equipment available at these sites where we have warming cabinets, and we're able to keep the food warm.
Very good.
Yeah,
Well, I learned something new today. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we really want to promote March 3rd through the 7th. Breakfast.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us.
You're
Simon.
welcome.
We'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
Who was president? The years 1981 to 1989. He was the oldest man ever elected president. He survived an assassination attempt, and he negotiated an agreement with Russia that eliminated intermediate-range nuclear missiles. If you guessed Ronald Reagan, you're right. He was the 40th president of the United States. This presidential pop quiz has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network, Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
H.G. Wells was one of the most influential writers of the early 20th century. Known as one of the creators of science fiction, Wells is also considered the master of the comic novel. By the time he was 30 years of age, he had already begun his famous series of scientific romances, notably The Invisible Man and The Time Machine. This background in literature has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools.
My guest is Vicki LaBelle. She's the Chief Executive Officer for the Cape Fear chapter of the American Red Cross. Vicki, tell us what our local chapter does.
Absolutely. Well, our local chapter actually serves 5 counties. We serve Brunswick, Columbus, Duplin, New Hanover, and Pender counties.
Wow.
Yes, we have a large territory, and we provide a great number of services to the communities that we serve.
Okay. Give us an example of some of those.
Sure. We hold nearly 500 blood drives annually, through which we collect life-saving blood from volunteer donors to meet the needs of area patients. We help our communities to prepare, prevent, and respond to disasters and other emergencies through preparedness training and through training in life-saving skills such as first aid, CPR, and water safety. We support our active, reserve, and veteran military members and their families by facilitating emergency communications and through pre- and post-deployment briefings. And we also, of course, provide disaster relief. And most of our disaster victims in this area actually suffer a home fire. We assist about 500 area residents annually with shelter, food, clothing, and other resources.
Wow, that's a lot of work. How old is our chapter?
We're actually the oldest Red Cross unit in the state of North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
We just celebrated our 105th year of service. So we were founded in November of 1908.
Okay. Tell us about the upcoming Red Cross Gala.
This is our 33rd annual Red Cross Gala and Auction. It's a black tie affair, and it's our largest fundraising event of the year to support the mission of the American Red Cross in our local community. And this year we're holding our event on March 15th at UNCW's Burney Center.
Oh, okay.
We're very grateful to have that hosted by Chancellor Gary Miller and his lovely wife, Georgia Nix Miller. And we're also very excited to feature a great keynote speaker, Dave Sanderson, who was the last passenger off the Miracle on the Hudson.
Oh, very good. That'll be exciting. How can people support this event?
We have a number of corporate sponsorship opportunities available, and of course you can buy tickets by visiting our website, redcross.org, Cape Fear, and tickets are $150 per person. You can also donate auction items, and there are volunteer opportunities as well.
Would there be volunteer opportunities for our students? Maybe for National Honor Society points or beta points?
That is a possibility. Students should contact the main number for our chapter, which will be on the screen after this program, and we can connect them with volunteer opportunities probably just ahead of the event.
Are probably most of their volunteer opportunities participating in the blood drives on campus?
That's what most of our high school volunteers do. They also come in the office, they help us answer phones, they conduct surveys, they do administrative duties, and they can help us put together packets for community disaster education and other outreach activities.
Do you see students reaching out to you for graduation project ideas and the projects themselves?
Quite often we have students that reach out to our office, and that tends to really ramp up in the spring months.
I'm sure. Tell us about March being Red Cross Month.
March has been Red Cross Month since 1943. The first presidential declaration was made by Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Wow.
And so it's a great time to celebrate the Red Cross programs and services.
Okay. Current needs.
We have a lot of ongoing needs.
Okay.
The mission of the American Red Cross is to prevent and alleviate human suffering. In order for us to do that, we need to rely on community support. We're not a government agency. So all of our funding comes from voluntary contributions made by individual, corporate, and foundation donors. And of course, we always need volunteers. 97% of our local workforce is volunteers.
Wow.
And blood is an ongoing need as well. Today, in the state of North Carolina, you can give blood with parental permission at the age of 16. So we encourage all high school students to consider talking to their parents about giving blood after their 16th birthday.
Do we do a blood drive at all the high schools?
I
know we did at Hoggard.
We do blood drive at the high schools in New Hanover County, yes.
Very good. What about your other counties?
Most of our other counties support blood drives as well.
What are the challenges of managing all that area?
It is a large territory, but again, we're supported by a great number of volunteers that help us to make it all happen. Our greatest challenges probably come during times of large-scale disasters, and we've been very fortunate in our area for more than the past decade not to have anything that's greatly impacted us.
Gotcha. Is there an individual office in each county?
There is not. Our main office is here in Wilmington, off of 16th Street. We do have a branch office in Whiteville in Columbus County, and everything else is really managed remotely. The internet environment makes it very easy to mobilize a virtual workforce of volunteers and get the word out about what we need, when we need it, and where folks can go to help out.
So if there's a fire in Duplin County, what does that look like for you?
We have a cadre of volunteers in Duplin County that are on call. They are on call 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, 365 days per year. So we pick up the phone, we let them know where they need to be, who they'll be meeting with, and they go out and assist the clients and start the casework process.
Awesome. You've quite a volunteer base.
We absolutely do. It takes a lot to recruit, engage, manage, and retain volunteers, but over 105 years, we've gotten a fairly good grasp on that.
Is there any particular training that you have to go through or anything?
All of our volunteers go through an application and screening process, which includes a basic background check. There's a general 1-hour volunteer orientation, and then depending upon what you'd like to do as a volunteer, there's on-the-job training as well.
Okay, great. Well, Vicki, thanks for stopping by and sharing this information, and we'll keep in mind, is there anything special we're supposed to do for Red Cross Month? Wear red, perhaps?
Think about the American Red Cross, wear red.
Okay.
Consider becoming a volunteer, making a financial contribution, or giving the gift of life by donating blood.
Good deal. Thank you so much. We'll be back in just a few minutes right after these messages.
This is Jack Tonks. Today, someone almost brought Jack something to eat. Someone almost drove him to a shelter. And someone else almost brought him a warm blanket. And Jack Thomas? Well, he almost made it through the night.
We hope you've enjoyed our program today. Best Foot Forward is Friday, March 14th in Brogdon Hall. This is the program's 25th anniversary, and tickets are on sale at the participating schools and at the school system central office at 6410 Carolina Beach Road. And don't forget, it's National Nutrition Month, and your school cafeteria has something special planned during both breakfast and lunch. Check out the complete menu at www.nhcs.net/nutrition. And finally, don't forget that March is Red Cross Month. You can help support our own chapter of the American Red Cross by giving blood or attending the Red Cross Gala and Auction March 15th. For tickets and sponsorship information, call 343-5833 or visit the website at redcross.org/Cape Fear. Now, if you ever have any questions about the topics discussed here on our show today, please call the School Systems Public Relations Office at 254-4180 or check out the school system's website, www.nhcs.net. I'm Sheila Evans, and thanks for joining me today.